I was influenced.
Okay, well, you gotta start this.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to Trash. You know, I realized the other day that we never actually introduce ourselves before the video, so maybe we should introduce ourselves.
Let's do it.
Oh my God, everybody! It's Millie Monroe.
Oh my God, welcome. And it's Queen James. Hello, everybody.
Welcome, Queen James.
Welcome, Millie. How was your week this week?
You know, it's pretty good.
Yeah?
I had bumblebees under my skin all week.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's like, you've been a little anxious. You got bumblebees under your skin. It's kind of creepy, though, if you think about them. They're like ribbling under your skin.
Yeah, is that like restless leg syndrome?
Yeah, that's what I would categorize.
Okay.
That's what I felt.
Yeah.
Because you know why?
Why?
Spring. Spring, I think, has officially sprung this week.
Yes.
And I feel it.
Yeah, me too.
The storms have said, we're here. We're here. And that is what makes me excited.
That is what makes spring. You're right. Because we had a lovely little thunderstorm the other day. We're talking tornado warnings.
Full siren.
For our area,
Yeah.
unwarranted sirens.
That's
for the
true.
St. Louis city area.
Yeah.
They're being safe. I hear that.
Over here on this side of the city, do you have just like a sound?
Yes, it's like a good old fashioned siren.
You know what mine is?
What?
This is a warning. It like does a sound. It's like, woo! And it's like, this is an emergency broadcast of the weather station international. Yeah, girl.
That is some dystopian
When
shit.
I
first
first
of all.
moved here and
Yeah.
that happened, I literally thought it was the end of the world.
Right, bomb.
I was like, who is this man speaking and coming through my window?
Yeah.
Oh, it was scary.
Oh,
It was scary.
to broadcast someone's voice over a loudspeaker.
I mean, it
like
was
that,
a computer voice.
It's very
I
authoritarian
assume.
to me.
Oh, yeah. But the tornadoes.
Oh, love it.
Can you name different types of tornadoes?
You mean the scale?
I mean, we could start there.
I mean, yeah, I can.
Let's
so
do
it's
it.
the EF scale.
Yes.
It's meant to. We grew up that it was just the F scale.
Just the F scale.
But I think it's changed. It's EF.
Yes. With
And-
new data.
Yes, new data. And data.
Data.
Tomato.
Data.
And you got 1 through 5.
Yes.
I now know what a 5 looks like because we've
Yes.
lived through one.
Yes.
In
An
case you
EF5.
don't, an EF5. Thank
Yes. Yes.
you. We lived through the Joplin tornado, the both of us. And they progressively get wilder and bigger. And I did see a TikTok the other day that
Yes.
showed like a little animation of a house in a barn.
Yes.
And it was going through each of those stages,
How was
showing
that?
what kind of damage it would do.
Yeah.
And there's not a ton of difference between a 4 and a 5.
Sure.
Except that the 5, once everything has been leveled, just keeps going.
Right.
And just keeps pulling
Churning.
up more things.
Yes.
And so, like, it will still be flat, but there are just, like, there's nothing left there. And it will take it, and as we know,
Yeah.
it will take things that it's, like, pulled up and transport it.
Yeah.
As far as this storm will go. People were finding things from Joplin in Kansas City, which is
Oh,
a 2.5 hour drive away. It's like, what? 300 plus miles
Yeah,
or
something-
something like that.
I don't know,
That's
girl.
not that. That's actually too much. But anyway, wild. What are some other things you're gonna say?
Oh, like there's like your classic wedge tornado.
I don't think I know any of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a chunk.
Just a chunk like
Chunk
a
of
wedge.
sky.
Good old wedge heel.
I love a good wedge
Yeah.
salad.
Wedge salad. What do you put on your wedge salad?
A blue cheese dressing. Tomato mold.
Yeah, mold.
Yeah, mold. Anyway, wedge.
Wedge. We've got a stovepipe. Woo,
Yeah, a little wonky.
Is that the stovepipe where it's like that? Or is it just like a funnel, like a little funnel? I don't remember.
I love the ones that are like skinny and kind of go sideways but curve at the top.
Ropes.
Oh,
They're like little ropes.
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Love that.
I don't know. I think there's a bowl. There's one called a bowl.
Now, is that just a funnel?
I don't know. I think it has to do. It's like a wedge, but more like a bowl, right?
That I'm having a hard time imagining. So it's just rounder.
Rounder. Yeah. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'm making that up.
Okay.
I could be making that up.
Okay.
But we're going to stick with it.
Yeah,
there's a bowl.
there's a bowl.
There's a wedge. There's a stovepipe. There's a rope. There's twins.
Oh, scary.
I don't know if that's like an actual name for them, but there are twins.
We got to call two tornadoes at once something.
Twins.
And that's coming.
That is
in
coming.
Twisters.
It is coming.
I love bullshit like that. 2 times the fun, 2 tornadoes, Twister 2.
Twister 2. I love it when Twister 2 is not doing it. Well, they're kind of doing it. But I love it when they take the number and they incorporate it in the word or words.
Scream 5 did that really well.
Everyone should be doing that. If you're not doing that, like, step it up.
Seriously, that's some big brain shit.
Yeah.
If you can't make your title do that. Also, you know what's the worst is when the sequel doesn't have anything from the first name in it.
Oh,
unless it's like a book series or something that's super recognizable.
Sure.
Put a 2 in there.
Yeah, you got to.
You got to.
I mean, people are stupid.
I'm stupid.
People are not going to know.
No.
When, those 2 movies came out at the same time, like The Magician and
The Prestige.
The Prestige. Girl, you can't do that.
No.
You can't do that to the general public.
Well, I mean, they know what they're doing there.
Well, yeah.
Which is, it's just competition.
Sure.
But yes.
It's too confusing for the general public.
Agreed.
It's too confusing for me. I didn't see either.
I am the general public.
And I didn't see either.
Ooh, I think I need to go get a powder puff.
Okay, go get a powder
puff. Okay, be ready. You were starting to say something before we started filming.
Oh, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Just sat down like I was giving birth. Yeah, you were saying something before we got started.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you have any inkling of what it was? A little bit of?
No.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all. My mind, though, when we first start, just immediately is like, we can't get too far. We have to do the intro.
Oh.
Because I don't want to, I want it to still be sequential. I don't want to cut too much.
I get that. Yeah. You know I'm a big fan of Judge Judy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, do you know she's in some new commercials as Judge Judy?
For what?
You want to take a guess?
Is it for the U.S. Department of, Defense or something?
No, but that would be funny.
Yeah.
She's doing it for Elf. Elf makeup, girl. Judge Judy is out here doing Elf makeup commercials. Along with, I am almost positive it's that Gottfried person. Had
Gilbert Gottfried?
Yes.
That played Iago in Aladdin?
Yes, I think it's him.
He's in makeup commercials?
Okay, well, is there a guy that kind of looks like him that's in a different, TBS show or something?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I swear to God it's him.
If it's the voice, that's the most recognizable thing.
And then the other person, the person playing the defendant.
Come get your makeup!
Yeah, he's playing the plaintiff, right, in this Elf commercial of Judge Judy.
Okay.
And the defendant is played by a woman from my 911 show.
Okay.
Girl, she ate it.
Okay, last week we talked about how you are the fount of culture and that people are always dipping into your... what you're interested in, what is in the zeitgeist for you at the moment, and pulling it up to the actual zeitgeist.
Yes.
I would say this is a prime example. It's Judy.
Yeah.
Silly voice, somebody. That one is maybe better.
And 911.
And then your 911 person, what are the odds?
Which is coming back soon. I'm so excited. The writer strike really screwed them over.
I've never watched that, but isn't it like another tsunami in Houston, Texas?
Always something.
Yeah, what?
Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
There's, good representation.
Okay.
Bad representation. They got it all.
Okay.
And every episode, lives are at stake, and it's always like something stupid.
Just
like a
wild.
tsunami in Dallas, Texas.
Right. That's where I've seen those little TikTok clips of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's too stressful for me.
Everybody is hot.
Well, that I can get it on.
Everybody is hot.
It's a little bit like watching 2012, the movie 2012, which I know you love.
Amanda Peet.
I love a good disaster movie. Mm-hmm. That one is a whole other level.
Oh, it really is.
Because it is the scale of peril is really immense.
Yes.
You see a lot of it.
You see all of it, girl.
And
all of Los Angeles crumbles.
They are just always barely escaping. There's not really even a lull in that movie because there are several stories too. So they're like, this person just escaped Los Angeles as it sunk. Now this person is just escaping and it just never stops.
Because while Los Angeles is doomed, it's like somebody's in the air, somebody's in a car, somebody is here. So everybody's going through it.
It's so stressful. My anxiety is just here.
Oh, love it.
So that's what I think of when I think of 911.
Oh, it is, but it's sillier.
Yeah.
It's silly. It's silly until it's not silly.
Until it gets real serious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they're dealing with some stuff that you're like, girl, this is real.
That's real shit.
Oh,
I think I saw one episode that was pretty dull where like a firefighter was doing a training.
They're all firefighters.
And they like messed up the training, so they had to be saved during that. Like they created an emergency in the training. Yes.
Oh.
When they were like scaling a building and everything.
I don't remember that.
Anyway,
but
I'm just like, you can't even train and like have a normal like what?
No.
It's a little bit like Grey's Anatomy where I'm just like, these people's world is horrendous. And if I had an inkling of, like, if I had a day like those people had, I'd be like, gotta call in. I'm a monk now. Like, not being in this world anymore.
I understand. I wouldn't be able to do it.
No.
We get new phones at work, and I'm like, I'm done.
Oh, my God. Give me a task that's fully within my job description, but too quickly. And I'm just like, yes. Can't handle it. Handle it.
Gosh.
But that's also because we are like here with the whole world anyway.
Sure.
So when something else comes up to inconvenience me, it is just like
You too, you're inconveniencing me?
Yeah.
I can't say it.
Yeah.
Inconveniencing me?
Yeah.
Can't
we just give me a break?
Break.
I was going to say.
Just
Can't everybody just give me a break?
Right.
What the F?
I know we slowly talked about this a little bit before we started filming, but you want to tell them what you think Kate Middleton's doing?
Oh, we got to get into it because unfortunately, this is like the #1 story in the world right now and not other things.
I really tried really hard to just skip it every time it came up on TikTok, but then it started to get a little messier, and I was like, hold up.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to see what's happening.
Yeah, because I ignored it for a while too. Mm-hmm. And then when it was like, no, that was actually a doctored photo from the royal family, I was like,
what are they doing?
Oh, I got to listen up a little bit.
What are they doing?
Yeah. Because, okay, so yeah, I've heard all the theories or whatever. Mm-hmm. The most plausible one to me at first was like a BBL, because that's funny.
Yes.
And then the second one was a facelift. I do think it's surgery, though.
You do?
I do. Because if it were more like divorce and things like that, I'm like, no one spotted her.
Sure.
Like, I feel like she would actually be out a little bit more.
Right.
The theory that she had a facelift and is like trying to do the longest recovery to make sure that there's no scarring and stuff because she's such a public figure.
Yes.
That makes a ton of sense to me.
I mean, it's been since mid-December, right?
Right. And then they said she was going in for a surgery like early January.
Right.
And the typical facelift recovery time is apparently 2 months.
I love. Okay, so I am very ignorant about that whole thing.
Okay,
I'm just gonna start there.
Yeah. But what do you think it is?
Well, okay, so I am on the side of TikTok that believes that Harry, she's married to Harry. William. She there's. Oh, I got nervous. She's spying on us right now. The Queen.
Dead, but still spying.
Girl, she is. She's a witch.
She lived so long.
Witch.
Yeah.
She saw too much.
Agreed.
So there's these pictures of William and Kate, and then there's like another woman, right? And I'm like, why does it feel like that woman should have belonged with him a long time ago?
Because I think it is the exact Camilla situation.
Exactly.
Which you're familiar with that.
Yes. So, because now I love the conspiracy that Camilla is like committing Saltburn on the entire.
Yes,
I love
that's so funny. That's actually the pinnacle of this.
I do love that. Yes. I don't wish Will ill on anybody.
Of course not.
But they're probably all terrible people. So.
Oh my God. I mean, the majority of my information is from The Crown. But I also. Okay, I haven't done any research on this. I respect those writers enough to be pulling from what was given by the press.
Sure.
Whatever historical knowledge we might have and filling in those gaps to say that like most of the egregious stuff on that show was reported in the press.
I mean, it would have to be, right?
Fucking crazy. That family is out of control. And the whole like mistress on the side when you get married thing is fucking precedent for these people because like, and they tried to make it a whole drama on the show where it's like the Queen didn't really love that Philip did it, Diana didn't really love that Charles did it, blah blah blah. It's just gross, and they're trying to like, honestly, they're living kind of progressively in the sense that they're trying to like be a little polyamorous, but within the monogamy thing and under all of the guise of the church and all of it. Like, I mean, you can't play both sides.
That's what I mean. This is the downfall of this country, which is like crazy
England
Christian.
Are here.
No, okay, same difference though, because it's a set of white people.
Yes.
Trying to maintain a status quo,
Yeah.
which is built upon the backs of other people.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to maintain this illusion,
right?
Oh,
it's pure PR.
Right.
That's the best thing about that show.
Yes.
And I'll say this to you, too, because you need to hear this. The Crown really shows how that is all and has been for the last... Probably during the Queen's reign. Because at the beginning, it did sort of like they were in a war.
Sure.
Those lines, I don't know about what their... They had more power.
Sure.
Very, very slowly, though. And it just, like, you can see that got taken away from them. And it just had to be the PR thing. They're like, we have to keep up the appearance of power. We have to keep up the illusion of this beautiful thing. Because otherwise, we are nothing without it. They have no currency. They have no job. They have nothing without press.
Well, I mean, that's this whole situation with TikTok in our government, right? I mean, once us... see what's behind that curtain just a little bit, and we start saying, oh, we know, your sort of insider business information. We know where your money's going. We know that most of you are backing Meta with Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you want to control the narrative, right?
Right.
They're just going to, I don't know. It gets me so frustrated. And I know we didn't really want to get there.
No,
Go there.
I mean, let it out.
But it's just, the abuser quakes when they are not allowed to control the narrative, right?
Yes.
And when that man came out and said, everybody, well, not everybody.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, I can't think of his name.
Like a senator.
Yes.
Okay.
He came out and he said, young people in this country are getting their news from TikTok. It had nothing to do about fear-mongering or...
I know exactly who you're talking about
Yes,
now. It was that like leaked CEO whatever footage audio where he was like, we have a major problem with TikTok because the youth are like organizing there basically. And they're learning there, like the secrets are out, the whistleblowers are there.
Yes.
We're collectively agreeing on the same things. Like that's called a revolution.
And the fact is nobody can get on the same page with universal healthcare.
Oh my God.
Gun control. But what? In a matter of weeks, they're like, we're banning TikTok immediately.
80% of the House. It still has to clear the Senate, but someone was saying, like, that's so unprecedented in the last, 20, 30 years.
It's because they want to control the narrative. Yeah. And everybody in that place, under that roof, has money backed by all these other things, and they're scared of us. They're starting to be afraid of us. Yeah. And I'm like, thank you.
Thank you. Also, like, they're afraid of tech in general. They don't understand it. This is also the problem with having such an elderly body of representatives.
Yes.
Like, they don't get how it works. They don't get how it's paid for. And of course, it's going to be scary to you if you're that ignorant.
I don't know if they're that ignorant.
Do you remember the Facebook trial thing a couple years ago? Okay. Maybe they've come away since then.
Sure.
But that was one of those moments where I was like... like Mark Zuckerberg having to explain how the ads work to them.
Yes.
In that moment, you could just see it on his face. He was like, oh, I prepped for like a way harder conversation.
Sure.
And I'm going to breeze through this.
Right.
Because they don't fucking get it.
I mean...
And they don't know how to regulate it. That's the biggest issue. Like, so many other countries have this figured out.
Yeah.
And have like data protection for people, all of that. America is just...
The minute they banned that, people were going on being like, oh, I'm getting a group of my friends together, high up politicians, and they're like, we're getting ready to buy TikTok.
Right.
So what? You can shove your own news into our faces?
Yes.
And it's just like, you all are so stupid. Well, and clearly, I don't know, just a few more years.
Do you think?
I mean, I think someone's
sooner.
going to die before the election, yes.
Who?
Oh, I don't know. There's studies being shown about Trump and Biden. I don't know if one's going to make it.
I mean,
Biden's already showing signs of dementia.
Yes.
And we have to talk about this, people. Like...
Oh, no. Keep going.
It
just got caught in my eyelashes.
It's okay. It's okay. We need to move on anyway.
No, but you're right. Go ahead.
Let's look at the people who wrote the Declaration of Independence, right? Who founded this country, right? On whatever grounds that they were going for. Do you know what age most of those people were? Better yet, do you know the oldest person who signed the Declaration of Independence?
I want to say 50s.
No. The oldest person, okay, this is not going to go well with my theory, but Benjamin Franklin was the oldest person there in the room, and he was in his 70s, right?
Okay.
A majority of people were in their 30s and 40s.
Yeah, bitch.
30s and 40s. Quite literally half the age of most of the people in that room.
Yes, that are currently serving.
In that room.
Yeah.
I don't know what needs to change.
Well, I think that people are weird about it, or some people are weird about the conversation in general because they don't want to be ageist. But like, if we admit that someone's too young to serve, we have to admit that there's a timeline on it as well.
Right.
And like, if you know that there's an expiration on human life, which we do, and we know there's an expiration on like mental faculties.
Sure.
We can't play the game. You can't convince the public that this puppet is actually like fully cognizant when we know that none of us will be when we're that age.
Right. If 65 is the retirement age, then clearly you need to get off that ship.
Put that term limit on the Supreme Court too.
Yeah, term limits.
Yeah.
Term limits, age limits. I mean, I'm sorry.
I think we're seeing the problem that it brings, though.
Yes.
And hopefully this will be a moment that we're like, we can't do that again.
And I think maybe people are like, oh, but it's worked pretty well for so long, whatever.
Nah.
I think things are moving too fast for these people.
Well, also, it's like a timing thing as well, where like maybe if we'd kept up with inflation or didn't spend so, like maybe if the general public was actually happy with their quality of life here in the United States, it would be a different story. But like unfortunately the narrative is there's an older generation that were given all of these things and had all this progress, and then starting with X and then every subsequent generation, they're having lower quality of life.
Sure.
If your generation can't guarantee like a bump in the next generation's like, what do you expect?
I mean, that video of Joe Biden, I don't know where he is, but his face is so pulled back into the back of his head, and he's like, we won't do anything to Social Security. I'm like, get that man out of here.
Yeah,
get him out of here.
Seriously.
Oh, my God.
That's all I thought of during the state. I mean, I didn't watch it, but when I would see clips of the State of the Union, I'm just like, I want to know what sort of vitamin pack he's on right now. I want to know what JFK thinks they're shooting him up with.
Oh, my God.
You know he was medicated. Because he's not just doing that on a normal day diet, whatever.
No, absolutely not. No. Oh my God. Where's Jill? Where's Jill?
What's
Jill doing?
Where's Jill?
What's Jill?
Where's Dr. Jill Biden?
In her white or navy dress. What's she doing?
Come get your husband.
Come get your husband.
Yeah.
You know, on TikTok, have you gotten those husband call contests? You haven't gotten those? Okay, so I don't know where it is. It's somewhere down south, but it's like husband calling contests.
Oh,
and
yes.
they'll go up to the mic and they're like, and I'm like, what is this?
I have seen that.
You have seen that?
Yes, and
okay.
the woman who won, I mean, was just Harold. I mean, because she lasted longer, she won. You know what I mean?
But they're also vastly different, and I'm like, what?
What the fuck is this?
It's like the chicken thing from
like
Arrested Development.
What is the chicken thing from Arrested
Development? Oh my God. Okay. I'm not a big fan of Arrested Development.
Yeah.
But there's a running gag where everybody's like, pretends to be a chicken at one point, and everybody has a different chicken voice. Like that could be your chicken voice. Yeah.
Oh, that's too Mickey.
It was like, I'm trying to think of one, but some of them are wild.
Really
like
funny.
Like things chickens don't sound like.
But it's just their sound.
Yeah, and I'm like, those women ain't calling those husbands like that.
Nah, it must have been some tradition or
I don't
something.
know, but it's pretty wild.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be really good at that.
I mean, I can be loud.
And creative in your yelling.
That's true.
Because I think that's also part of it. I mean, you know, anybody can yell.
Yeah.
Anybody can whistle.
That's true. Anybody can whistle.
Isn't it the name of that?
Speaking of musicals, I've been watching a lot of videos on The Wiz.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to discuss with you that, do you know anything about The Wiz?
I watched the movie for the first time a couple months ago.
Okay, great. Yeah. So when she first gets to Oz and you have the first number, which is a little different for people who haven't seen The Wiz. The first witch that she encounters sings this great song that's like, sweet thing, let me tell you about the world and the way things... Okay, yeah, like that song is
great.
Banging.
Yeah.
Girl, they give it to Glinda in the new Wiz.
Oh.
Literally, Ada Pearl's like, hey, Dorothy. And then, is it Deborah Cox?
I think so.
Glinda?
That sounds right.
Yeah, okay. She like steps out and she's like, thanks, Ada Pearl. And she starts singing the song.
Oh.
And so normally Glinda, you know, in the Wiz, she gets the like last ballad of the show.
Okay, yes.
She kind of just sits there and she sings this beautiful song. I guess they were like, Deborah Cox, we got to give her more music.
Give her something, yeah. She's a name.
They gave her Ada Pearl's song.
That's interesting. I can't really figure out how that messes with the plot.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because basically Glinda is like a big Deus Machina kind of thing.
Yes.
She basically
in the story
just
general.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Just generally.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happens in The Wiz, too.
Okay. Yeah.
I get it. But Ada Pearl, she's such a great character.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's just one more actor as well.
It is.
So it might have been a choice just to consolidate.
But they had her there. They had an
that's right. Because you're like,
Ada
take
Pearl.
it over. Yeah.
She like has this like handkerchief and she just kind of walks off stage.
Okay. Interesting. I'm going to see it.
I know. So I'm excited to hear what
I'm
you're
excited to see it. Yeah. My boss, fun little fact, is a co-producer on the show. And so she's been following it around the country as it's toured. And I've meant to go up when it was in Chicago and I missed it. And she was like, okay, well, it's coming to Broadway.
Yeah.
And they're planning a little party thing on the weekend before the Tonys.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what I'm going to do.
Fun.
Yeah, it'll be really fun.
They might perform at the Tonys.
I think they will. I mean, Sheila will likely be going.
Oh, right, right.
I mean, there's only so many revivals that's bound to get nominated.
Yeah, and considering seeing the docket lately, I don't know.
It's gotten really good reviews. Where it's
good.
Yeah, really
I mean, the music in that show is phenomenal. Oh gosh, it's just beautiful. Some of the music in that show.
I mean, you're a Wizard of Oz connoisseur.
Sure.
There are lots of versions.
Yes.
Of that as musical. What would you say is your best Wizard of Oz musical experience?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this by all 6 people who watch this.
Okay.
But I did see the Andrew Lloyd Webber Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah.
And I know people hate on it.
Do they?
Yes.
Okay.
I really loved some of it.
Okay.
I will say I really loved some of it.
What did you
like?
like?
The Wicked Witches song was just fine for me.
Okay.
But I did like the kind of things that they added. I think I liked the staging. I love the staging.
Yeah.
Yellow Brick Road was sort of like this round thing and they danced on it and whatnot.
Oh, fun.
And the best part is when Dorothy's getting her hair done and everything at the Emerald City.
Yes.
And she's like, can you even dye my eyes to match my gown? And she does this, and the blue gingham goes away, and it's green gingham. And it's like, that's all we needed. That's all we needed.
I don't know why that fell out of me like it did, but that's good work.
Yeah, it's like, that's it.
Yeah, that's good cooking.
I think any sort of successful witch melting.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
You're looking for details that really stand it out.
Yeah, because really, I don't know. I'm ready to see something weird.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it to just, supposedly we're going to get a movie, supposedly.
A Wizard of Oz remake?
Supposedly. But
Good
I mean, we've been hearing that forever.
Well, what was that really weird one that came out with Michelle Williams like 10 or 12 years ago? Do you remember that?
Michelle Williams.
And wasn't James Franco in it too?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oz the Great and Powerful.
Oz the Great and Powerful. We pretend that didn't exist.
Right. I mean, the most recent season of Fargo is probably a really good adaptation of that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Don't remake a movie. Just release that as one long
it is a
6-hour
story,
film.
Yeah, right. It is a story as old as time.
Yeah.
And I think it's easily switcheroo and everyone will understand. You know what I mean?
Totally. And when you say you're looking for components of the story, it makes me think of Shakespeare, where you're like,
yes,
how is it being done now?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the interesting part. How is it being done now? I don't know.
Do you have high hopes for the Wicked movie?
I do. Even though everybody now has turned against Ariana Grande.
There's so much cast controversy. Jeez.
I know Bowen Yang has now been like, Shut up!
People don't know the whole story. And I'm sorry, that is the most middle school gay thing I've ever heard in my entire life, where it's like, you don't know all the details. You can't hate on her. And it's like, okay, the details are the same. And he's like, well, but don't hate.
It's because Tina Fey went on his show and was like, you got to be nice if you want to make it in the business.
Yeah, and he's switched his PR game.
He's trying.
That day. Mm-hmm. It's true.
I like Bowen Yang.
Oh, I love him too, but I'm like, I'm not buying that bitch.
God, I like his friend too. Who's his friend?
Oh shit, I know his name. Matt Rogers.
I like him
Rogers?
too.
Yes. Oh,
they seem funny.
So cute, both of them.
They are both cute.
Ugh. Also, Fire Island, the movie that they made together, is actually so good. I want to give it like a gay certified whatever.
Oh,
because
yes.
I usually hate a lot of gay movies.
Me too.
And there's a history to that, if you really want to get into it. A lot of gay people hate gay movies because they're fucking sad.
Yes.
And any little representation we get is usually crumbs. But this was good representation.
I was ready to hate it. And the first time I watched it, I was like... Right. Until about halfway through when I said... Are you kidding me? This is Pride and Prejudice. And Scott goes, girl, he was reading it at the very beginning of the movie. And I was like, listen,
You were trying to just get past the smoke screen of gay first.
That is it. Yeah. I was trying to just be like, we're going to watch this movie and it's going to be fine.
Just chill. There's a lot of hot men around. It's Fire Island. It's going to be fine. It's not going to be awful.
The man who plays Catherine,
wait. Who is that?
He's redhead, and he's like chiseled beyond. He's the mean one. Yes. Isn't he playing Catherine? Isn't that not?
That makes sense.
No, Catherine de Bourgh.
Right.
That's not who it is.
Yeah.
Catherine de Bourgh. Is it Catherine though? The one
that's like the villain.
The one who she thinks is marrying Darcy.
I mean, yeah, because there's not really another.
Who's
there's
that
not
other
like
woman?
An aunt figure in that situation.
No, there is because they go and it's Judi Dench in the movie with.
Yeah. I'm familiar with the character, but I don't think there's a 1-to-1 in that movie in Fire Island.
I think there is.
I think it's just the boyfriend of the person that Darcy's gonna marry. Mm-mm. Okay, who then?
I don't think so. I think they're all a character.
You're like,
he's coming down
I don't remember, but you're wrong.
He's coming down the steps in that little Speedo, and he's like chiseled.
That's
and he's
fucking
like
Nick, what's his name from Broadway? That's like, has the biceps, and he's
Yeah.
super famous for having biceps on Broadway.
Okay.
That's who that is. I know what you're talking about now.
Okay.
Yeah. You're right.
I swear it's Lady Catherine, but I could be wrong.
That could be. He's definitely the hater the whole movie, so it makes sense that would be.
Okay.
I thought you were going to talk about the person who plays Darcy, which, oh my God. Hot.
Perfect Darcy.
Perfect. Oh, perfect. Kind of like gay Darcy typecasting, because you need someone that has like some sort of gravitas, and I think for him it was like status, job, and stuff.
Yes,
which makes a lot of sense.
Yes,
and then
I am too good for this fun that we're all supposed to be having.
Yes, and it's especially like this sort of almost femme.
Yeah.
Gay fun. Like, I'm a little above that.
Yes. Masculine versus femininity. That's interesting.
Yeah. He definitely gave him more like board
he's very
shorts.
Like, yeah, he's like, I'm a doctor. Yes. Or is he a lawyer?
Something important. And, but really good, like, making that a gay representation or gay mirror in that situation. Because it was like, oh, I know that person. Mm-hmm. I know that gay person just like that.
Yeah. I also really love the house that they all stay in. Oh. Who is she?
Is it Margaret Cho?
Yeah, Margaret Cho.
Yeah.
Is it Margaret Cho? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that house that they're all staying in that they have to get rid of.
That little bungalow, so cute.
In the woods. People don't understand that, like, you know, it's all swamp over there.
That is what that is. I mean, you see the beach pictures, but if you've ever looked at like the actual places where you stay, it's all boardwalk and these little shacks. Like even the places that people buy and they're like, I have a place in Fire Island. Shack.
I mean, I'd like to go.
I would like a queen size bed.
Oh yeah. I'm not sleeping on a sofa.
That would be really fun to go there and drag.
Would it?
Yeah. I don't think I want to go there as a boy.
Would you rather go to P-Town?
Yes.
I think I would rather go to P-Town.
That's more my vibe.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I've never been.
Yeah.
But the sort of like hot, fit, popular gay.
Sure.
That's the Fire Island vibe to me.
Yes, because then everybody else kind of goes, up to P-Town, right?
Yeah.
Well,
and that's a little bit more variety.
Weekends and stuff too.
Oh.
I had a boss that was into that kind of culture.
But he would go for like Bear Weekend or something.
Yeah. But so like, I don't know. They're probably just as terrible up there. I mean, gays are always terrible no matter where
Anywhere you go with gay people can be kind of bad. That's such a good point. We really need to change our expectations at this point. Like, we haven't lived with ourselves this long.
I will say, though, when we did go to Pride and Drag,
that
I was very pleasantly surprised at how nice everybody was.
People here are really chill,
I guess.
For the most part, the queer people here, I would say.
Yeah.
And like, you're also not going to get that sort of judgmenty thing either, where it's like, if they see a drag queen, they're going to be excited to see you.
Right.
Or I think if you're seeing a drag queen in New York City, they're going to be like,
oh, God.
Another.
Taking up 2 seats.
Or they're going to be like, you should really fix your makeup. Like, they're going to be too.
That's true.
That's just what I imagine.
It's a little more of an anomaly here. It's a little more of an anomaly.
Yeah.
And
Dolly, I love your work.
This was what I was wearing. Exactly. This is almost exactly what I was wearing.
It was just different hair. I think you were wearing your big with the clips, right?
I think maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And everyone thought, everyone thought you were Dolly Parton. That's so funny.
It's funny, whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it was really a good time. People were cool.
Yeah.
People were chill.
I agree.
I need to give gay people the benefit of the doubt. That's what's really going on.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I think I'm quick to judge.
Well, I look in the mirror some days and I go, Don't open your mouth today. You're going to get in trouble.
Don't be too gay today, girl.
Just keep it. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. Oh, that should be my new email signature.
Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
You cracked it.
Yeah, totally.
Keep it to yourself.
I've attached that important document. And by the way, keep it to yourself.
Has anybody ever told you things that, like, they've signed some waiver or something that's telling them they can't say anything, and then they told
NDA?
you? Yeah. Has anybody ever told you anything like that?
Like stuff that they weren't supposed to say because of their NDA?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I work at a major university, and we don't sign NDAs. Harvard. And instantly I thought, we did it! And we didn't sign an NDA.
Yeah.
And I recently moved positions a little closer to HR.
Right.
Let me tell you that when you make friends with those folks, they talk. And they talk salaries.
That's good. We should all be talking salaries.
We should be talking salaries, but we're talking salaries that are undisclosed to most employees.
Well, and they do that on purpose.
Ridiculously exorbitant for no good damn reason.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think all your college tuition money's going?
Bitch, like, I want people to get paid a good amount of money.
Yes.
Not that much.
It's not, no. And for them to be in the office, 5 hours a week?
If that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say some of these positions are like board members, shit like that, whatever. Like, they're not coming into the office. They're not working.
No.
They're collecting money.
They're collecting money.
Yeah.
For what?
Not me.
Building those spaceships to go up in the...
Oh my God. Building a bunker.
Yeah.
Like Mark Zuckerberg in Hawaii.
Is Mark Zuckerberg building a bunker in Hawaii? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd build it in Hawaii.
I feel like it's really insensitive, especially literally everything that's happened there.
I think I'd build it in the mountains.
That makes a lot of sense from everything I've learned in the movies.
Yeah.
They're like, you got to get in that soft limestone and you got to get deep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, no one's going to bug you up there. Except for maybe Sasquatch.
Oh, you mean in the mountains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably wouldn't do it in Appalachia.
Rockies.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry too. But it's scary there.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe up in like the White Mountains of New Hampshire.
Oh, pretty. Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you like a bunker?
Does it have windows?
Of course not. It has one of those screens that give off window light that look like a window.
I think I would rather just not be here anymore.
I think
if I'm being completely honest.
I actually completely agree.
Yeah.
Because, put me in a hole without daylight and
what's the point?
Give me no certainty of an outcome.
Yeah.
Unless
I was with people. If I was by myself, I don't know if I would like that. Mm-mm. If I was with other people, if like I had established a community, like maybe.
Yeah. I could try.
Yeah.
But the whole bunker situation is what really does me. Because like, you don't know when you get to come up.
No.
You only have so many supplies. Like, all of that can get grim real quick.
Could you survive a quiet place?
Probably not.
I'd just be out in the forest one day and I'd fall and be like, ah! And then just like,
boom, just instant. Boom. Yeah, I really don't. I also don't think I could learn sign language that fast.
Oh, you don't think so?
I mean,
you got nothing else to do. Maybe. I guess you have to till the land to grow things, right?
That's the other thing. Damn, canon and shit. Guess if you had to.
I guess if you had to. I guess
if we have to.
That's like, you didn't put your chicken out to thaw all day. Totally. And you're just like, well.
But every single day. And then if you don't, you're like, I don't get to eat.
I mean, you can always eat dirt.
For a day.
I think you could eat dirt for a little longer. I think you could.
I was about to say something really grim that would disprove that, but just know I don't think you can.
Okay. I am not saying for the fact that your body can ingest it.
Yeah.
I'm saying you could pretend to for quite a while.
For sure. I mean, shove anything in your mouth and call it food. Yeah. We're not talking about actual nutrition.
No. No.
Do you need to pretend to eat for a little while so you don't die sad?
There's some good gravel out there.
Eat some dirt. That's funny.
All streams are contaminated.
That's the other thing. I can't even just go get a good drink of water.
Oh, no.
I mean, I'm so useless.
Oh, my God. Can I tell you a really scary story?
Yeah.
So we've been eating on chicken soup for the last, 4 days because I made a giant pot of soup.
Oh, okay.
So last night we were eating it, and I eat my soup slow. I like to savor it. Mm-hmm. And Scott's like, I'm done. He's like, oh. And I was like, what? And he sticks his fingers, and he takes it out, and it's this big thing between his fingers like this. And it's a big piece of plastic.
I thought you were going to say a bone.
I thought it was glass. Oh! It looked like a triangle piece of glass. And I was like, oh my God. And he's like, it's a piece of plastic. And he set it there and just finished the rest of his soup.
Absolutely I was like, not. No, meal
over. Dug in my soup. And I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
And this man.
I was trying to figure out where in the process plastic would come from in this.
Because it's not like you pulled it out of a can.
Right, because I was like, I don't remember when I was slicing all the carrots that there was any plastic or the celery. I tore the chicken apart by hand. Right. So and I was like, can't think of any plastic anywhere that bothered me.
You still don't know where it came from?
No, I found out.
Oh, what?
Well, first I thought they were putting plastic in our chicken or something. I went there.
Yeah,
you were freaked out because I couldn't figure it out. I was like, where did this plastic come from? Yeah. No, we have a pepper grinder thing, and there's a plastic thing that goes on the top. Somehow Scott used it and then broke that piece of plastic off, and it landed in his soup, unbeknownst to him.
Wow.
Thankfully, I was able to eat the rest of my dinner in peace.
When you have the answer,
I was like, I just need to know where it came from. I need to know.
Gross.
I need to know. It's always me and food.
It's true.
It's always me and stuff and food.
I mean, talk about having a hard time surviving. What if you don't have
dirt?
Yeah, dirt.
Girl. No, I'm never making it to that part.
No, maybe. Let's make a little pinky pact there.
I'm never making it to that part. If we gotta get, girl.
Sorry, y'all. It's been real.
There's enough other things we could be doing.
But we're gonna go out real cute and real quick.
Girl, Jesus Christ. On my way here today, that's what I was going to tell you. On my way here today, I was doing my normal route, driving, and at one part, there's a pretty narrow road coming out of my street.
Okay.
And people always, and I have to turn left, but there's a light there and everything.
Okay.
And people always, when they're stopped at that light, they are in the middle of that lane, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how inconsiderate.
Yes.
So whenever I'm the first person up there, I like to try to be as close to this side as possible. Mm-hmm. So when people are turning in, there's enough room.
Yeah.
And there's enough potholes around so that, you can avoid those too. Yeah. Because I'm trying to be a nice person.
Yeah.
A giant SUV comes up.
Mm-hmm.
does not go behind me, pulls up right next to me. And I was like, what? I was like, I had my blinker on. Yeah. Everything was good. Yeah. And I was like, what's happening here?
Like outside the turn lane?
No, there's no turning lane.
Oh.
So there's not even like, a dashed line or anything. Okay. It's just like an off street.
And they pull up next to you?
And they pulled up next to me. Scary. Because I don't know, maybe they thought I was turning right or something.
Oh, right. And they're just like, I want to go around you immediately.
Right. Yeah. And I'm just like, what's your problem?
What is the rush?
What is your problem? So like I inched forward a little bit and like I kind of like waved and stuff, but like did not acknowledge me, did not do anything. And so the light turned green. The first 3 people over here were going straight. Yeah. That guy kind of moved up a little bit. And I was like, I don't know what to do in this situation. Yeah. So I basically just pulled out in front.
Yeah.
And went.
And they just followed?
He followed me to the weeds. Well, I didn't go to the weed store, but he pulled off into the weed store. And I was like, yeah, dude, you need more of that in your system.
Yeah, maybe wait till you get home.
But it was kind of scary. Yeah. I first thought they were like gonna like rush my car or something. I don't know. I got scared because people drive here terribly. So I didn't know what was gonna happen. Yeah. No, the guy was oblivious. He never saw me, I don't think.
That's good. I would say that most people, I mean, like even though they are out here wild.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of people aren't malicious about it.
Yeah.
But I do get where that instinct comes from because where we're from, people did do shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't think of this until recently where I'm like, why am I actually scared of people when they pull up to me like that? Right. Because I don't know if this happened to you. When I was in high school and stuff and driving, there would be like some idiot around our age in a giant truck, and they love to pull up next to you at an intersection and blare their music. It doesn't matter who you are or whatever. Yeah. And then like peel out in front of you or something, or like ride your tail and do some like dangerous shit.
I have only ever been harassed by people in cars.
Yeah, bitch.
Because they can get away fast enough.
Cowards.
Yeah. Anytime I've ever been called a slur or something terrible, it's always been from people in cars.
Yeah. So that's very warranted.
And so I just did not know. I shook.
Yeah.
Like I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. It was scary.
Yeah.
It was scary. Ugh. But then
it was okay.
I know. But then halfway here I started to be like, well, did I have my blinker on going that I was turning? Like I was trying to talk myself out that I was in the wrong. That I was in the wrong. When I'm like, clearly that douchebag was in the wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. Spring is here. Spring is here.
Spring is here.
The cum trees are blooming.
It stinks everywhere.
Bradford pears. Let's so talk about that invasive species.
It just smells like shit everywhere. And they're so pretty, but like gross.
Well, that and they like take over everything.
They do.
They're like, very invasive. Yeah. But they are pretty.
Yeah, like this time of year for a week.
I always think of Southern because that's all they planted on that campus. Right. And I'm just like, losers.
Move on, losers. They were asking for it.
They were asking for a lot of stuff. They were asking for a lot of stuff.
Like the fact that their best professors and all of that money went away and stuff like that. Like, you saw it. We all saw it coming. Girl, we tried to warn you.
Girl, we're all trying to warn other people too.
Nobody wants to listen.
I really do think we need to get back to this making our own pasta, making our own bread, making our own, because I just think it'll be worth it.
I think so too. I was thinking about the other day, like getting better at clothes making as well. Mm-hmm. Maybe without a machine.
Oh, hand sew. I went to grad school with a woman who, that's all she did. She hated the sewing machine.
Well, what are we preparing for? No electricity?
I think if we're going back to the days of like sewing with bones.
I mean, we have generators and stuff now to at least like keep that around, right?
I think there's enough clothes in the world that for a long time we will be okay.
That's actually a really good point. It won't be a very useful skill.
I think mending will be useful.
Okay, yeah.
Darning socks and that sort of stuff. Yeah. I love watching people on like TikTok. They do the different colored threads on like jeans and stuff to cover holes.
Yeah, and make them little
so
flowers
pretty.
And things. Yeah.
Oh, I just think what a wonderful art.
It is. It's care. It's love.
Yes.
It's like that episode of The Last of Us.
Oh yeah.
Where he's like, we take care of things to show our love, to show that we care. I think of that when it's like items and stuff like that.
Yeah. As I was coming here before the man pulled in front of me, there was a woman struggling to throw away a DVD player into the dumpster.
Work.
And I just was like, waited for her because she was in the way. She couldn't get that cord into the dumpster fast enough. But I just kept sitting there thinking, we really do live in a sad world where it's easier and cheaper to just throw the thing away than to get it fixed. Yeah. And that's seriously our downfall.
It is, because we didn't create things to be repaired. We created them to be obsolete in like a month.
We created them to be trash. Yeah. That's terrible.
It is terrible, to the point where like I found this really cool TikTok account where they're kind of duping some designer stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And one of them was the Balenciaga tight heels, where it's like a full tight down into the heel.
Uh-huh.
And because it's a luxury brand, they went ahead and made the shoe underneath suede.
Okay.
Black suede.
Yes.
And the top is nylon or some sort of stretch in like that kind of pink, bright pink.
Yes.
And after time and water or whatever wear, that black started to show through and bleed up into the fabric. And then it was the same thing on this Gucci skirt where it was like, I don't know, cotton.
Sure.
Gucci pattern, whatever the monogram.
Yes.
And then it was leather piping.
Oh.
Like tiny, thin leather piping.
Down the leg?
Down the sides, like seam piping.
Yes.
So pretty. But the leather started to bleed out into the fabric of the skirt. I mean, made to be thrown away eventually. And when you
made not to be worn. Made to be bought as a status symbol.
Yeah, that's true,
And made to rot in a closet.
That's true. Tell us how you really feel.
Made for people to spend their money.
Yeah. And wear it for a season. Or
wear it for a
once.
season.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Wear it once. Wear it to one party and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like, even the like wash instructions on those tags and stuff, it's like, you can't do any of them.
No.
It's just an X through everything.
Right.
Yeah. They're like, you can't clean this.
Stupid.
They were even starting to do that. I used to work at J. Crew. There were even some clothes that would come in there that had no wash instructions. And people were like, what am I supposed to do? And I was just like,
put it in the freezer.
I guess.
Spray it with vodka and put it in the freezer.
Put some Febreze on it. I don't know.
Vodka.
What is that?
Gets rid of the smell.
Well, it evaporates out.
Well, you have to mix it equal parts water and vodka, and you can spray it and just let it dry.
Oh, that's good to know.
You can also put your jeans in the freezer. Put your jeans in the freezer to get rid of the stink.
Interesting. That's a good tip, actually, because you're not supposed to wash jeans like maybe once a year.
I will say, though, in the cheaper jeans, like if you're buying your jeans at Old Navy, which like, bless me too.
Yeah.
That's probably not going to work for you. It's meant for like nicer actual denim.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you don't want to lose the wash of it either.
That's true.
And if it's like raw denim as well, you have to like wash it inside out.
Yeah. So like, you can try it. I'm not telling you not to try it. But do the vodka thing first and then try the freezer later.
Yeah. Do you think that people are out here buying a lot of clothes that they just can't care for, or they don't know how to?
I don't think people are buying clothes at all.
I think you're right.
I think there are some people out there buying clothes every day. It takes a mountain for me to buy one piece of clothing.
Me too. What is that?
I'm uninterested.
Yeah.
I'm just uninterested.
I think I've reached a point where I'm less interested in the boy clothes for sure now. And I'm definitely like, if I'm going to put money into it, it's going to be cute.
I don't really, it's not actually true to say that I don't care about the way that I present myself fashionably every day.
Yeah, no.
But if get comfortable a certain way and it works and you're doing the same thing every day, I mean, it's hard to change it.
It's true.
And honestly, when you're getting paid crap, why would I go spend $30 of my hard-earned money, my hard-earned money, on a T-shirt that cost me $30 that I can't wash?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you know who I was doing? I was doing Tamara Hall. Tamara?
Okay.
I think that's her name.
You can keep Tamara. It's not. You were like Tamara.
I thought if I kept saying it, that the real name would come. Sometimes that happens. As Mrs. Doubtfire on the Snatch Game from UK, it wasn't that her name, Tamara Hall. She was beautiful.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
It wasn't Kimora Lee Hall, was it?
No, but I think that might be the names I'm getting mixed up. Okay. She, beautiful boy, beautiful girl, Rue loved her, didn't win, made it to the top 3. No, she had
Did Mrs. Doubtfire American Drag Race?
No, UK. I'm pretty sure it's Tamara Hall.
Okay, let's just call her that.
Okay, great. Tamar Hall. What was the beginning of the conversation? I don't even remember. Oh, that was my voice. Yeah, I'm not spending $30 on a t-shirt.
No.
Although I did buy some clothes for the cruise last night.
Well, that's valid.
And that $30 t-shirt was on sale for $17, and I said, okay.
It's true. I won't do it. I mean, I say that. I will almost always buy on sale.
Yeah.
Or I'll wait.
Yeah.
And especially because like work clothing has changed so much as well.
Sure.
Like once upon a time, I had to buy clothes for work.
Yes.
And I had to look a certain way.
Sure.
And I only had work clothes.
Yes.
And yeah, now that's blurred. So
Yeah.
I wear what I want to work most of the time. And you're right. I kind of have my uniform.
But also, like, you know, I don't know. Maybe not all people are like this, but I have like the same 5 things that I wear. I have more things.
Yeah.
But when push comes to shove, I'm choosing one of those 3 shirts, one of those 3 overshirts, and I'm wearing a pair of black shorts. Like, I mean, that's it.
Yeah. I'm doing a denim chambray, whatever. Shirt.
Yes.
Maybe jeans, maybe leggings, maybe shorts, depending on the weather.
It's
That's
just
pretty much
like, it's exhausting. I'm tired.
It is. It eliminates so much not thinking about it. I think I just need to get in and get on with my day.
Well, and it's just like, I don't know where you're getting your clothes. Not you. I don't know where companies are getting their clothes from. And I just feel like it's all crap.
Yeah.
Nothing's being made right. It's being made by slave labor. It's made like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels unethical to purchase.
It does a little bit. Yeah. It really does.
Yeah. That's funny that we're having this conversation because I actually, a couple of weeks ago, decided that I wanted to dress up a little more for work.
Yeah,
and I'm
people
just remembering
notice?
that.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I wore my, that really pretty pajama top that I have, the feather one. But with jeans.
Yeah?
And it was actually really cute.
Yeah?
But because I had, okay, so it started with, it was like Fashion Week.
Okay.
And
okay, yes.
I really like this one designer, Rick Owens. I was watching an interview of him after this show, and he's from like a small town in California.
Okay.
And he titled the name of the show after his hometown.
Oh.
And it was this whole thing of like, I was raised in a really repressive environment.
Yes.
Bigoted.
Sure.
Closed-minded. And he's like, my career, the clothes that I make, are an antidote to that kind of thing, like a visual antidote.
Okay.
And that really struck me because
Yeah.
I've always sort of thought about myself in that way where I'm like, I definitely come from a place like that.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of visually setting myself apart.
Right.
Because I definitely have blended in more as a queer person.
Sure,
when I go to work, I dress very straight, for lack of a better word. And I was just like, I love the idea of being this kind of visual antidote to this really repressive world we live in.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. So I was just like, when I can fit it in, little things here and there that just say, hey, I'm here and I'm queer and I'm not going anywhere.
I think if I had a job where I knew I wasn't going to sweat, I'd probably dress a little differently.
Yeah.
But because I know that I'm actually working, not actually, like I'm breaking a sweat working, I just...
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's like when I used to work in construction. Yeah. And all of that shit was just work clothes.
But also, like, they're not paying me to buy new clothes if they ruin something of mine.
Put it in my salary.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, don't, because I'm just going to spend it on something else. But, like, yeah, I'm not getting paid enough to buy clothes. You're right.
Because last week, I had to, mop up poop water for an hour and a half.
Are you kidding me?
No, but I tied bags around my shoes and everything because it happened a week before, and the 2 women who had to take care of it last time threw their shoes away because they were poop shoes. And I said, not this week.
Don't you have to have special training to clean up materials like that?
I don't know.
That's what they told me when I used to work retail, and we would have to, like, call somebody.
I'm sure.
For like fecal stuff.
I'm sure.
That's really fucked up. Yeah, you're not getting paid enough for that. Cleaning up actual shit.
I mean, the toilet overflowed.
That's really fucked up. You shouldn't have to do that.
No, you know what's worse? No one knew how to do it.
Yeah, because plumbers know how to do it. You call someone certified.
Okay, but like if your toilet overflows at home,
yeah.
Do you know how to like mop up the water and everything?
Well, of course.
Well, okay, no one there knew how to do this. I was like,
no one knows how to mop.
Bucket,
they're lying.
You take no, because when it happened the week before, and I wasn't there, but I was there the morning after, and it was still flooded. And so I don't want to air this dirty work drama. Mm-hmm. But they were all like, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do.
Someone's lying.
And the manager was like,
someone's lying. The manager is definitely lying because the manager should know how to mop. I mean, ew, no one should be taking care of that except for someone who, ew, that's fucked up.
Okay, one last story before we go.
It.
We all know here that I'm a connoisseur of the Cane's chicken.
Yeah.
And I'm like their customer of the year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I told that story, right?
Yeah,
okay. Yesterday, I was having lunch at my Cane's. Mm-hmm. I came in and I got my little free meal, got my soda, got my things. It was beautiful.
Your little free meal?
Girl. Let me just tell you a little something. Make nice everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You might be getting 3 free lunches a week
if
you play it right.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, I sure ain't lying.
You get at least 3 free meals a week, but at least 1?
Usually 1. This week it was 3.
Whoa.
But I do the survey on the receipt.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. Usually do it while I'm waiting for my food. How was the chicken? Great. So anyway.
They deliver. They're very consistent.
Yeah. And so I'm sitting there at my usual table, eating my stuff, have my headphones on, swiping. Oh, no. God. I'm so verklempt talking about this. I finished my food.
Yeah.
I usually finish it pretty fast, and then I push it over, and then I'm on my phone the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And the person who took my order, she came around, and I kind of noticed her. While I was looking at my phone, I noticed her. She made it about halfway to my table, and then she went back, and I was like, girl, this felt like they were bringing me another basket full of stuff.
Oh.
So I was like, I don't know what's happening here, but whatever. And then 5 minutes later, she coming back. And she goes, hi, and I was like, oh, hi, hi. And she goes, right. It's pie day today, and our manager's got us all pizza. He wanted to know if you wanted any. And I was like, I'm good, but thank you so much. She goes, okay. And then she left.
Wow.
Was going to give me some of their pizza.
Food. Wow.
I should have just said yes.
You should have just put it away for later.
I wonder what kind of pizza it was. It's probably Emo's.
I mean, it wasn't going to be hand-tossed cheese crust cheese pizza.
No.
So you're probably safe saying no there.
But
you were like, what exactly kind of pizza do you have?
Right. There? So essentially, I work there now.
Yeah.
I work there for about 5 hours a week, just like your people.
They're like, do you want to check? Honestly, do you need some income? Because
they're paying me in free meals, girl.
They really are.
So that was my good Cane story.
That is a good Cane story. Ooh, come back next week with another one.
Come back next week. Although their Dr. Pepper has been kind of out all week, so that's been frustrating. But their Coke is still good. I know.
It's not the same.
I know. Nothing can replace the nectar of the gods.
It's true. Coke Zero. Or no, sorry. Dr. Pepper Zero. We did it.
They really did do it.
That should be their tagline.
They really did do it.
It tastes exactly the same.
Well, on that note, remember, be kind to the people who work at Cane's, because you never know how many chicken strips you're going to get for free.
Yeah.
That could add up to a lot of chickens.
A lot of chickens in my belly.
Do you ever stop and think how many animals you've eaten in your life?
Oh, I really don't want to think about that.
I do all the time, and it's kind of gross. It's kind of sickening.
Yes.
But then I'm like...
I mean, it's the price we pay, I guess.
I guess I should eat a salad once in a while.
They pay.
Well, listen. Beasts of burden they are, and so are we.
I guess.
I mean, they made us all try to get tech jobs, and here they are, dumping all those techies every other week.
It's true.
They said, we used you for a good 20 years. Mm-hmm. We don't really need you anymore. Mm-hmm. You built the stuff that's building itself now.
Yeah. And they're like, it's all on tech. We don't have to pay that much. It doesn't require that much work. It's just the computers doing it.
Just like those, not AI, just like those CGI people. It's so easy, right? We don't have to pay you. Anyway, good night.
Be nice to the Cane's employees and CGI artists in that order. And
put your mother in there too somewhere.
Sure, if you like your mother, but if you don't, there's no pressure there.
The mother.
Who's the mother?
Gaia. the earth.
Nicole Kidman.
And
most importantly, be nice to yourself.
Be nice to yourself.
Because at the end of the day, that's all you have.
At the end of the day, that's who's looking back at you in the mirror.
That's T.
Unless you have a mask on, and therefore, who knows who it is.
If you like to play in the mirror with masks, lose yourself.
Lose yourself,
But
girl.
At the end, be nice.
Be nice. Be nice to her.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.